Hey, what's up, Dean? Steer Performance. Had to shop. Haven't touched a Nova because I got to pull it forward to get it on the lift, and this had no brakes, so I don't remember what I showed all in, but it has a single line with a P-clamp now. Well, not with a P-clamp, but it's a single line that goes to the rear port, which is the front brake on this master cylinder. Go up there and show it. So that's the front brake port. So I made a new line, grabbed a new nut. This is 3/16. Then this is the other nut. I took the line and I cut it, welded the back of the nut, and then put the line back in so it has the double flare to seat against the inside of the master. Went down, bent it as nice as I could, you know, without spending 20 hours on it, but all in all, it came out good. So it's P-clamp there, and then it runs across the top, kind of in the factory holders. There's one there, there's one up there, and then it basically just sits here. There's not a factory holder there. Oh, I think that's it there. But it only comes to here. Then on the inside, without killing myself, comes over the rail, P-clamp, and then I gave it a nice gentle curve to get around the fuel filter. I didn't want to mess with the lines coming in and out of the fuel filter. Then another P-clamp here, then a stainless brake line adapter. This is 3/8 24 with the inverted flare or whatever they call it to 4AN. Then a braided stainless, the second braided stainless line to another stainless fitting, and then a hard line that I hose clamped. I noticed they hose clamp a lot of stuff, like their hydraulic lines are hose clamped, so I figured that would be the best bet rather than a zip tie that could get tore off. So it's hose clamped on the top of the 4-link bar, comes down to the last adapter, and then another 4AN braided line. Not too long, not too short, just enough. Finally got it bled out. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't use those vacuum bleeders or the Power Master, whatever they are, little hand pump bleeders. I can't use those to save my life for some reason. So I had the neighbor come over and he did the bleeder. I pumped the brakes, and it seems like it's got a really good pedal. So we're all good now on the brakes. Knock on wood. Then the power steering cooler, it was like up and zip tied and the lines were all kinked and everything. So I swapped a couple of the lines around, like just untangled them. I undid one, put it back, undid the other one, put it back. And what I found was I was gonna try and shove it through and up into the factory location, but I'd have to take like the radiator out and all that stuff, because they added in this hitch bar for the front hitch. So with all the extra metal and everything, it's too tight to push through. But it's stuck right there, and I was kind of like, well, that's not a bad spot for it actually. So what I'm gonna do is this mount right here, I'm gonna build a little tab, bolt it down, and then I think there's a tab right there that I might be able to do something with. But so now that's kind of untangled. Don't mind the mess. That's from taking the lines off. Oh, everything dirty. So I got that taken care of, and then today he came and I kind of showed him the slop. I don't know these axles. I don't know rear ends all that good. But he says it's in 2-wheel drive, but when you put it in 4-wheel drive, it kind of tightens up the gearbox, but you still have this slop here, which is like the ring and pinion. So he's gonna come tomorrow with the socket, pull that apart. I'll get to learn how that's shimmed, hopefully, and then we'll take care of that. I will pull that drive shaft tomorrow and fix the yoke leaking. Then up here I got the glove box, or no, fuse box all put back together. I still have to put the little cap in the other side of the throttle body where that tube comes out for the breather line off the valve cover. But I got everything done that I can think of mechanically. Now I just got to build the little hatch to cover that. No big deal. And then I kind of went a little overboard. Shifter's all done. Oh man, I got to put a zip tie on this wire here up to the shift cable, but I got the plate on with the pins, all that stuff. So that's all done. Oh, okay. Yeah, figure out how to use it. That's all. And then that's the 3.5 inch screen is kind of hard to see, and we had it kind of mounted right here. So with the gauges being really small on it, especially, it had 3 across the top, 3 down each side, 3 across the bottom, and then the RPM in the middle. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think, gauge layout. It's very difficult to see what's what on that screen, like quick glancing, and you're trying to pay attention to stuff up here. You don't want to have to look down there. So I went ahead, I pulled this factory cluster, then I took the lens bezel, trimmed it out, so I just left kind of the ring around the tack. I don't know, whichever way. I think it gave it kind of a decent look. Added in a fuel level, because for the life of me I could not make the factory fuel level work. The sending unit works, everything works. So I just grabbed that's a 240 to 30 ohm, I believe, gauge. According to the goggle, that is what's in these trucks. So it seems to be working good. Then I grabbed and it's color changing, whatever. And then I grabbed like a cheap tack. It has a shift light. It has like, I don't know, it's got a few different little features and color changing and stuff. So I made that panel, powder coated it. I powder coated it like 4 different colors. I was trying to kind of get something with the blue, this deep blue, almost purple, and then this lighter purple and this green. I have some Psycho Lime, but that's more of like a clear anodized. You put it over chrome and it turns it green. This is Illusion Blue. Looks very purple on the camera, but it's blue. And that one's actually funny because when you put the powder on, the blue powder, it turns chrome. Then when you clear coat it, it turns blue. Almost a deep purple, almost like that color up there. But it's very blue in the sunlight, which is very confusing. So anyways, whatever. So when you turn it on, they light up. That one goes through all the colors, lights up green. It's not flickering in real life. That's just the camera. So everything works. Yep, everything works. And then I put the 2-step on this button here. It should work. And then set the shift light, I think, I want to say like 6400. So gas gauge showing about 1/8 of a tank. So everything's working now, which is good. And truck's not cold. It's been run like 4 or 5 times today trying to figure out why the 2-step was programmed wrong. I don't know why it was. well, I know why it was, because it used to be on one of these switches, which was 12 volt, and I switched it to ground activated and just forgot to change it in the tune. But we're good. Yeah, I'll do the little mount on the power steering, do the little trap door. He's gonna come by and do the front diff, try and take the shims out of it, try and clean up that clearance thing. And then if I fix that drive shaft first thing in the morning, I'll knock that out, do this little mount, and then I'm jumping on the Nova. All the new stuff is here, so, and he comes back this week, so I want to get the rear end in and take the car over to Sal's garage. Sam at Sal's garage, he does all of our alignments for us, and he's super awesome at it. So I'll probably, as long as everything goes good tomorrow, I'll probably give him a call tomorrow and arrange one day this week, which he's always like, just bring it. So that's about it. That's all we got. Yeah, the only issue I had was this was the first brake line I put on there, and it kept leaking from this fitting, and I almost thought it was the hydraulic crimp. But when I took it off, I had the other line. I had bought 2 of these, so I had the other one, so I swapped that one on, and there was no more leak. When I took it off and looked in here, it looked like the frays were up in there, like the steel fray was up in there. But what it actually was, and I'll probably never be able to find it in this mess. There it is. Look at that. That little piece, I don't know, it's metal. It's definitely metal. I don't know what it's from. It almost looks like a shaving from the lathe or something. I don't really know. But that was just sat down inside there. So I am fairly confident it was kind of in the middle of the flare. Yeah, the flare. It was kind of laying across the flare, sort of pushed over. So I know it was seating in the flare. Confident that was my issue. But like I said, I bought 2 of those lines, swapped the other one on. Everything's good. I believe the brakes are good. I believe they're better than they've been before. So we should be good there. But I swapped the gate. That was the other thing I did. I knew there was something else. So this is this 3-speed gate for that shifter. It's got the 4-speed gate on there now. So we should be good. Now, believe we're good. I'm noticing there's a C-clip in here. I'm wondering if I forgot to put the C-clip on the cable. I'm going to go check that. But appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Leave me a comment, and as always, have a good day.